Welcome back to Hey Kentucky. So many things going on in our state due to COVID-19 and other issues. We are pleased to welcome in Attorney General Daniel Cameron to talk about some of those things. Hello, Attorney General. It is good to see you again.
Very good to see you as well, Mary Jo. Thanks for having me.
First thing I want to pick your brain about is the upcoming primary, and you've joined Secretary of State Michael Adams as part of a team to enforce, to make my conversation with Attorney General. Welcome back to Hey Kentucky. In our last segment, you saw part one of my conversation with Attorney General Daniel Cameron. Now we pick it up with part two. We've talked about elections. There is another election coming up in November, of course, for the presidency. And I just wanted to get your thoughts. Joe Biden recently said, if you are voting for Donald Trump, you ain't black. Your thoughts on that?
Well, I woke up this morning and looked in the mirror, and I am black. I think it is incredibly irresponsible on behalf of a president or a nominee for the highest office in the land to make such comments, whether they were serious or joking. Look, I've said this once and I'll say it again, that the major party, the Democratic Party, needs to be out of the business of telling black folks how to think on a particular issue as it relates to an election. And I think it was really in poor taste for Joe Biden to make that comment. And I think there has always been a mood within some circles of the Democratic Party to take for granted the African American vote. And I think his comments are indicative of a particular strand of ideas within his party. And I'm glad that there was some highlighting of that over the last couple of days to get people thinking about a larger conversation about what it looks like to be an African American, to be a black person, but have a difference of ideas as it relates to political views and political parties. I've been a proud member of the Republican Party and will always be a proud member of the Republican Party. And Joe Biden making a comment as he did, as irresponsible as it was, is not going to deter me from voting Republican henceforward.
So part of that conversation continued, obviously, with what is happening in Minneapolis right now. 4 officers were relieved of their duties in the death of George Floyd. Do you believe they ought to be prosecuted?
Well, I don't know the particulars as it relates to the prosecution, but what I've seen, I'll let the prosecutors there in Minneapolis make that judgment. But again, it was, in my judgment, abhorrent behavior, unnecessary in scope of what had been alleged as the conduct or the behavior that the gentleman was being apprehended for. So I am, again, very disturbed by those scenes, and I echo the sentiments of so many folks who, regardless of where you are on the political spectrum, say that is abhorrent behavior, and it was the right thing to do to relieve those particular gentlemen from their service in the law enforcement community.
Attorney General Daniel Cameron, we appreciate so much having you on Hey Kentucky again. Come back soon.
I appreciate it, Mary Jo. Thank you so much.
Thank you. More Hey Kentucky right after this.